Hey YouTube, it's Christine again and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, today's video I will be taking you through 10 apps that I think are essential for every single college student out there. So whether you're an incoming freshman or a senior, I think all of these apps will be really applicable to you. So if you want to get a head start in productivity and want to get the best out of your college experience, just make sure to keep on watching. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. So the very first app that I think is most important is a sort of calendar. So I like to do things online because, especially being a college student, things kind of shift around. So I like to use Google Calendar. Some other people might use their iCalendar on their MacBook. For me, I really like Google Calendar in that I can categorize different activities. So for example, my calendar is split into academics, extracurriculars, as well as all these other things. And I can also share them with my friends as well and invite people to those events. And so in doing so, I can color code these different activities and visualize my entire week or my entire day at once and see where I have spaces to schedule other things and take breaks as well. So whether it's Google Calendar or iCalendar, I think it's really essential for you to be keeping track of your time so that you know where you need to be at all times. The next app that is essential as well is called Canvas, and I'm sure most universities use this. Basically, Canvas is a dashboard for you to see all the classes that you're taking in a particular semester, and you can access all of the relevant materials for that class. So teachers will post through the syllabus, reading materials, assignments for you to hand in as well. Everything is all on Canvas and it's downloadable on your phone as well, which I really recommend. So in general, Canvas is a great way for you to be organized academically and is basically the home for all things academic. The third app that I want to talk about is called VENMO. And VENMO wasn't something that I ever used back home, but after coming to college, I realized that is so important. Especially with bank accounts here, it takes time for you to transfer money between account to account. So Venmo allows you to pay and request money from your friends, and money gets transferred automatically. Say for example, if you go out to lunch with a whole group of friends and then one person ends up paying the whole thing, afterwards they can request for you to pay your specified amount, and then you can create a quirky caption with it or just be normal. It puts a fun into bank transfers, if that's ever fun at all. The fourth app that I want to talk to you about is Uber or Lyft. So any ride-sharing app essentially. I think ride-sharing apps are becoming so huge nowadays and kind of drowning out taxis, but I really believe in the convenience and affordability that they offer. So I typically like to use Lyft because I'm a cheap college student and Lyft is relatively cheaper than Uber, but they all do the same thing. So basically, if you're, say, needing to go to the city or having to go to the airport, you can pull out your phone, get the app up, and then request the place that you want to go, and essentially a driver will come to you through the location services through the app. And so this limits the amount of time that you have to call for a taxi, wait for it to come, and then have to pay through cash. Uber or Lyft, any ride-sharing app, is a convenient, really convenient and affordable way to get to the places that you need to go. The next app that I want to talk to you about is called CAMSCANNER. So CAMSCANNER basically converts anything that you want into a PDF form. So whether it's a piece of paper that you've written down just from notes or say a drawing that you want to really get onto your phone, CAMSCANNER is a really great way to do so. So you download it on your phone, you take a picture, and then it does its thing. So this really saves the hassle of having to lug around pages and pages of notes that you've written. Instead, if you want to access a particular note at a particular time, you can just pull out your phone and it's already there. The next app that I want to talk to you about is called WUNDERLIST. So WUNDERLIST is basically a to-do list, but much more aesthetic. So WUNDERLIST is downloadable on the computer as well as on your phone, and you basically just jot down all the things that you need to get done like you would do on a normal to-do list. However, the thing that I like about WUNDERLIST, A, it's beautiful, But secondly, you're able to categorize different to-do lists into different sections as well. So like the Google Calendar, where I can split it into different colors, on Wunderlist, I can split my to-do list, say, into academics or extracurriculars. In particular, I've also split up my academics into my different classes that I have going on, and then each time I have things that need to be done, I'll add them into those specified lists. And the great thing about Wunderlist as well is that you can share your to-do list with different people. Say for example, if I'm working on a project with 3 or 4 other people, I can share this to-do list with those people, and together we can hit those goals to make sure that we achieve the final goal or product. So the next app that I want to talk to you about is called ASANA. So ASANA was designed as a project management tool to see how other members of the team were going with their tasks and kind of like tick things off as they go so that they can work together. But I use ASANA for my personal use as well. I use ASANA as a visualizing tool for the things that I need to get done. So I've split Asana up into 3 different sections. One is my to-do list, things that are in progress, and things that are done. So I'll write down all the things that are going on all at once, and as I hit those benchmarks from transitioning from starting the task to finishing it, I'm able to visualize the entire process. And it really makes me feel good to kind of just like move things from one side to the other. The next app that I want to talk about is called Freedom. So Freedom is basically a social media or website blocker. I'm sure a lot of students get really distracted by social media sites. And if you're like me, I want to get the most out of my productivity, my study sessions, and so I like to use Freedom. If you know the apps or websites that you shouldn't be using, you can create a blacklist on Freedom and also complement it with the amount of time that you want to be focusing on something else. So once you've created your blacklist, set a timer on Freedom. Freedom will automatically block those websites for you, and so you can't get onto it, and the only thing you can do is focus on your actual task. The next app that I want to talk to you about is called SUPERMEMO. So SUPERMEMO is basically like any other flashcard system such as Quizlet or Anki, but I think the thing that sets SUPERMEMO apart from the others is that it takes advantage of the spaced repetition effect. Basically, spaced repetition is getting you to repeat information over and over again, but each time you repeat it, you do it through longer periods. And this is because of the forgetting curve effect that was derived by Ebbinghaus. And what he said is that information is forgotten over time if you don't go to address it. So SUPERMEMO will give you a reminder just before you're about to forget information so that you can recall it more efficiently and remember things for a longer period of time. And now the very last app that I want to talk to you about is called Boomerang. And it's not the photo effect like the photo app. I mean Boomerang for email. So Boomerang allows you to take more control over your personal inbox. So imagine it's like 4 a.m. I don't know why you would be up at that time. Maybe you think it's a terrible time to be emailing a professor, but you don't want to forget about writing this email. So you can first draft up the email. You can schedule the time that you actually want to send it. So for example, I might send this email instead the next day at 8 a.m. Boomerang will automatically send that email at your specified time. That'll save you the hassle of having to wake up that early, send it, whatever. The other thing is that Boomerang can remind you of emails that you maybe forgot to reply to or open and need to address. And if it wants to give you a reminder, it'll just put that email up to the top of your inbox. The third function of Boomerang is that you can pause your actual inbox to stop emails from coming in. And so if you wanted to focus on a particular task but didn't want your email to like redirect you to focusing on something else, you can pause your inbox and it'll just stop emails from coming in and you can focus on the things that you really should be focusing on. That was the 10 apps that I think are essential for all college students. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're an incoming student and want to get a head start on productivity and getting the best out of your college experience, I would encourage you to download these apps and give them a go for yourself so that once you actually start college, you'll be a pro at them. If you did have any other comments or suggestions about apps that you think would make my life more productive as well, I'm all about productivity. I love making the most out of my time, although sometimes I will just like curl up in my bed and just scroll through all those food stories on Instagram. Anyway, so I want to make better use of my time, so if you have other suggestions, I would really appreciate them. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!